Aloha, Rich Alverson here. This is ICS321, and today is July 30th. And today I'm just going to do the assignment 7, where you're to make an API in either PHP or Python to use the AddPlace stored procedure that we created Wednesday. So let me share my screen. And if we go to assignments and assignment 7, yesterday we did, or Wednesday we did this. We filled in all the asterisks with SQL statements. And then we and next we're supposed to do a server-side API. We're supposed to create this little program that will access your API. And I just give you the, I guess I must just give you the whole thing. All right. So I'm gonna take this and I'm gonna create a Python version of it. Okay. So let me go to Joe Schmo without the C, and there's remove place. Okay, so we don't have our AddPlace. Okay, so let's go to cPanel. Oh, all right, so I didn't change it since last time. So last time was all right. And we're gonna look at, we're gonna click on File Manager, and we're gonna go to in here, and this is where the other two are. And we're just gonna create a AddPlaces or AddPlace. AddPlace. What's it called? It's called. Let's see. What do I tell you what you should call it? Well, that's terrible. Let's look at the grading and see. Let me go to SU. I mean, I know what it is, but you know, maybe that's why people are. I mean, there has to be a way for you to figure it out. So let me go to SU. Let's go here, and we are testing the test AddPlace.php API test. Okay, so that's what we call it. Ooh, gee, I better fix that. Well, anyway, we're just gonna go this time. I'm gonna leave a little bit up to you because it's so easy. I'm gonna go directly to the Python one, creating the Python one. So I'm gonna create a new file, and I'm gonna call it this, except for I'm gonna call it that instead. I better fix that. So let's go in here. Oh, and I'm going to use this as a model because I've already done this one. So let me open up this one. I guess I can do edit. So I'm going to copy all this because this is the same kind of thing where we're going to use this try except to access, or to when we execute the statement or the SQL statement. Whereas in the search places, we're only asking for something back. We aren't trying to change anything, and so there can be errors. The likelihood of there being errors or exceptions when you're actually changing the databases is higher. So that's one reason why we're actually taking this safety measure. But also, if you look in the assignment, we also do it that way in the assignment. Okay, we have this, when we execute the query to call your stored procedure, it looks to see if there's an error. If an error occurred, and then we sort of capture that and we display out, you know, that as opposed to it just bombing, you know. We'd rather keep control of it so we can send that error message back to the host or the browser. So okay, so I'm going to use this as a model. So I'm going to pop this out, and I think I'm going to put it here. Oh, no, I didn't mean to do that. And I'm going to take this, and I'm going to make this be in here. No, not this one. Where's my plain old py one? I'll go here, and it's this one, AddPlace.py. So I'm going to open up this, edit. And for right now, I'm going to put this over here, and I'm going to do some copying here. I'm going to copy this whole thing as a model. It turns out that this is a great model for it. So I'm just going to copy this whole thing, and I'm going to change stuff. Now, why is it? Okay. This is the bar. Okay, copy this whole thing. I'm just going to do Control A, Control C over here, Control V. Okay, so now I've got a starting for my my AddPlace. And so now I don't need this anymore because I want to see this. Okay, user password. The password is different, and this time it's and I'm going to change this right afterwards. It happens to be that. And so and remember, we could not, when we were copying from before, we could not use just the word pass because the word pass is a reserved word in Python. So we have to use something else. And so I'm using PSSWD for password. To be able to get stuff from the name value pairs that are coming from the JavaScript or from the browser or from the URL. In PHP, we use that is this $_request request array. It's a associative array in PHP. It's a dictionary in Python, but you know, you access these fields that are coming in this way, and we do the same thing over here. We actually put a default in here back when we were testing it. That's if these ended up being empty, we had a default, and I think I'll just leave that there. So this captures the dictionary of name value pairs that come in from CGI, from the command line, or from the URL, or from a post, and then we access them this way. Here, you know, we actually should test to see if this is actually there, because if it's not, and you have it on a higher level of error warning, then you'll get a warning saying that this does not exist. If the user does not put a campus name value pair in there, then you would get a warning saying that this does not exist. But so we aren't doing that over here, but we are doing it over in the Python version. Okay, so it's better. All right, and we need to do one for cuisine. So I'm just going to do a copy paste here and make one for cuisine. CUISINE, and I'm going to make the cuisine be Nepalese. That's how you spell Nepalese. Just to prove that it is, you might as well look over here. We're going to have our database that we're accessing that looks like this, and this was there from before. And we are talking about adding a place to campus places. So right now, Himalayan Kitchen is not, I think we must have deleted it last time or something. So actually we should be able to add Himalayan Kitchen in here for UHM campus. And what it tests is in place cuisines, Himalayan Kitchen has to be in there as a Nepalese place. So now it turns out with our stored procedure, if you remember, if the system, if your database already knows that Himalayan Kitchen is a Nepalese place, then you don't need to put anything for cuisine. So in fact, I think I'm gonna, to test that, I am gonna comment this out. So cuisine comes in empty, or it comes in null. Hope it doesn't come in as none. No, it won't. Cuisine. Should have done it this way. Okay. So now campus and place have to exist, but cuisine does not have to exist. So this is a perfectly fine test. This builds up the host, this builds up the user. This all worked from the remove place Python program, and this. So here is where we start to put in some new stuff, and we're going to put in this. Except for we're going to have to make some adjustments, definite adjustments. So I'm going to put that in right. I'm just going to put this in here because I'm going to use campus. Here we go. I'm going to do this. Copy this. Copy it over to like maybe here. Okay. So call AddPlace quote campus quote comma cuisine. All right. Comma quote okay, so this would be, then there's place, and then you'd have, and I'll fill in the cuisine in a moment. After place, these are output variables. So so these are you know, as they are in the SQL statement. We aren't filling anything in here, so we can just continue with that, comma at sign ERR for the error code, and at MSG for the message coming back. Close. Okay, I think this is fine. And these are actually MySQL variables. So these aren't Python variables. So there's no conversion that takes place here. And down here, this will still have this statement, and this is completely a select statement taking something from MySQL. So we will leave this as is, and then ERR and MSG2 will be Python variables. And so that's pulled out here. So you will in. Anyway, so so that's now we need to put in you know, campus, a cuisine, I mean. So I'm just gonna guess here. I'm gonna guess. Copy. Okay, so I've copied the comma from the comma, enclosing the whole place, you know, parameter or argument. And so I'm just going to do copy, paste. Okay, so I think that might have worked out. This quote goes with this quote goes with this. Okay, so, and this is cuisine. Okay, so now it looks like this. All right, then we're going to set this error code. We're not going to do number of rows, I don't think. But we are going to have a message coming back. And then we're going to try to execute this thing. And this does an action, or it updates the database. It changes the database. So I don't think we need to have, we're not going to do the number of rows. But so this executes it. And then so in Python, we need to, in the Python where's the MySQL connector? In MySQL connector, you have to actually execute this this commit. Okay. All right. So that actually does AddPlace, and then we want to see. We might as well just continue on with our select statement, because if something doesn't work, it's going to pop out and go into the accept part there. So I'm just going to continue with this SQL equals this, just exactly this. This is just fine. Except for I don't put the semicolon. And then I'm going to do this again. I'm going to execute it. And I'm not going to, I don't need to commit because I'm just asking for something. And then I need to do this, grab the results out. And grab the results out is, where's my, I'll make sure I get, don't lead you astray here. We use in search, let me save this. I'm just going to show you this because just for reference, in search places, and you recall we did this earlier. This was the first one we did. When we ask for something, here we're asking for something. We created this select statement. We're asking for something, and then we grab it back by using this cursor, fetch all, and that brings back the whole record set. It turns out that so that would be like this. Okay, that no. This is like this, and then this fetch associate or fetch is like this, and but we're just fetching one thing, so we can use cursor. We can use and I'm going to call it, let's see, what did I call it? I called the return message. What did I just type? Oh, I didn't. Return message, I'm going to call it return message equals cursor dot fetch one, because we're just going to fetch one record coming back. And then I can say that, so this comes back, and the first argument is going to be the error, and the second argument is going to be this message. And it's, I don't know, it's just common it's more common in Python, it seems, to go about use the indexes. Why not? This is the 0th index, and this is the first index. So I'm going to say, this here, I'm going to say ERR equals return message. I should call it rec, because here I call it rec. Let me call it rec. Rec of 0, and I guess I could try putting colon, but I'm not gonna. And then MSG equals that. MSG equals rec of 1. It's this one. All right, so that takes care of that. Okay, then we have to do this. Okay, and this is the error. The error comes back. Oh, unable to execute AddPlace. Execute AddPlace. I don't need to put in the arguments. This captures the error. Does it do that? Yes, this captures. This was from the remove place, captures the error, sets the error message to that. I don't need to do anything more here. And here we can say campus, or that's exactly what we're doing, because you have to specify at least the campus and the place, because that's what you're testing for here. So that's the same. And then we just send back, we should send back cuisine also. Cuisine. Cuisine. All right, we called, oh, wait a minute. We called it E. Oh, error. Okay. All right. So let's see if this works. All right, I'm going to save changes. Yes, cuisine place. All right. And I'm just going to try to run it. Let me go to Joe Schmo without the C. And so if I just run it, no, oops, what happened? Oh, what's it? Oh, there it is, AddPlace. It's right up here. It's above the CJ. Okay, so it's this one here. So if I run this, it's going to take it. It's going to do default UHM. We're adding a Himalayan kitchen as the favorite Nepalese place at UHM, and it should be able to figure out that Himalayan kitchen is a Nepalese place because it's already in the database as a Nepalese place. And so if we actually look here at, this is place cuisines, we see that Himalayan kitchen is Nepalese, but if we look in campus places, we see that Himalayan kitchen is only a KCC. It's not, UHM does not have a favorite Nepalese place. So this should just work clicking on it, because it's gonna set the defaults here. So let's just click on it and see what happens. Oh, okay. That looks like a problem with the permissions. So if we look at AddPlace, if we refresh this, reload it, we see that it's 644. It needs to be 755. So that's that problem. Hope this fixes it. Change permissions. And you can just, no, I guess you can't. Okay, so anyway, it's execute. This is a CGI bin script. Let me just, I would like to just, instead of just doing this now, instead of executing it here, I'm going to go and execute it in the terminal, because you should all know about the terminal. So I'm going to just, because if you're having trouble debugging your Python script, if you click on this and nothing happens, or internal server error is a good one too, you can go to the terminal and you go back to your cPanel and you go down to terminal. It's under advanced terminal. And this thing pops up, and you can, this is going to be your ID, and you go, right now, if we do ls-l, you can see we're in the root, and there's our public HTML. So we want to go in there, and we can call it www if you want to. So you go cd www if you want to do that, and then you do ls-l, and here's our AddPlace. So we are using Python 3. So type Python 3. Here, I'll just do this first. And you see that it's Python 3.6.8. So now let's do Python 3 space AddPlace.py. I'm going to change this back. Now, you don't do this, but I'm going to change this back to 644 to see what the error is, okay? We have plenty of time. I'm going to change this back to 644. Okay, so we still get this error. Still get the error. And now what happens when we run the terminal? So so what happens when we run this? It works. Well, got an error. What's the problem here? CUIS. Oh, cuisine is not defined. Oh, that's because that makes sense. That makes sense. So it's because it's not. This ended up being false. So, but anyway, so what we need to do is it needs to be something like this. So that needs to be the default. Or we could have a fancier building of this SQL to leave it out if it's none or null. But let's just do it this way: save changes. And now I'm going to go back to the terminal, and I'm going to run this again, and it's going to say, okay, it worked. The message is Himalayan Kitchen has been entered as a favorite Nepalese place at UHM. No error. And this was the campus. There was no cuisine, and this was the place. Okay, so that works. Now, why did it work here and it didn't work here? Oh, wait, and it didn't work here. It's because it has to do with the fact that this is a CGI, that here we're executing it from the web server as a CGI bin script, and here we're executing it from the command line. Okay, and first we're saying this is a Python program, that's Python 3 program that's coming at you, and this is it. And so you don't have to change the permissions to do that. That's the only answer I can give you. But anyway, so this is really a clue. Then if it works there and it doesn't work at the command line, then that's really a clue that we have the permissions wrong. So let's change it to right, and I hope it works now. Although it's not going to give me the same result. Okay, so I did that. Now let's see if this works. Okay, now it works. And what it says is, can I do this? Oh yeah. Himalayan Kitchen is already the designated favorite place for UHM. And look, this when the exception, remember when we created this AddPlace store procedure, this was what we had it, put that there, and but still no error. And the campus is that, the cuisine is nothing in the place. Okay, that's great. So to me, okay, so when we're here, we can try it out to see if it's so we have to score it. Make sure you run it here and test it here to make sure that your score is recorded. Okay, I mean, you can get this far and go, okay, it works perfectly. You can test it and skip this. The trouble with that is that your score might not get recorded. Now, we are going to make sure at the very end, there's one in my control panel, there's a link I can click on to score everybody's assignments, and I'm going to do that, but that takes a long time to run because it actually goes down and executes. It does this for every single student, and so sometimes, as you know, when you're scoring, it can take a while. So anyway, this way you also confirm that you did get all the points. So let's do Joe Schmo without the C. And what was my password here? And I can go to, I'm testing the AddPlace API, except for I did the Python version. Let's see what it says. Okay, so first of all, I did get all the points. That's great. And you see, first it looks to see if their AddPlace.php is there. If it's not there, then it looks to see if you did an AddPlace.py. And if you did, then it goes through the same tests. All right. So I know it's only been a half an hour, but I'm actually done with what I was going to cover today.
Yeah, that was really helpful. Thank you.
Okay. All right. So for the rest of the semester, I may pick bits and pieces of ZY books to make sure, or if I think I can offer any additional insight. But for some of this stuff, you know, I'm not sure that I can explain anything any better than than the textbook does. And I may just be wasting your time by creating a video to go through that. But what I probably would not be wasting your time doing is all of these labs. And so what I can do is I can go through, there's a lot of them, so there might not be enough time for me to go through all of them. But if you want to post particular ones, there's easy ones and there's hard ones. And if you want to have me do any of those in class, because there's only like 2 more weeks, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Yes. All right. So
yeah, that would be great. I think that would be fun.
All right. So all right. So I'll see you next week.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Thanks for watching.
Take care. Thanks.